So there are other techniques that people can use to try to convince you of things that might not necessarily be flawed in any way, but it's important to recognize the technique that's being used. So appeal to emotions. This is huge with advertisers, marketing, anybody who's trying to sell you anything. And we see these every day with advertisements on TV or on YouTube or wherever you're getting your media. And so we kind of know going into it that an advertisement is there to appeal to your emotions and convince you of something. It's more subtle and more powerful when you consume some other type of media where you didn't think you were getting an advertisement for something, but in reality you were. So you have to be aware that somebody might be appealing to your emotions. So again, it's this provoking feelings to convince you of something. Now, these can be valid if they don't replace sound reasoning elsewhere. So it's considered a fallacy, though, if it hides a weak argument or is intentionally misleading. So you have to, this is a tough one, because just because somebody's appealing to your emotions doesn't mean their argument doesn't have complete merit. You have to recognize, number one, they're appealing to my emotions, so I have to kind of temper that for a minute. And number two, now that I've recognized that little detail, can I get to the bottom of what they're saying, and is there some merit behind it, or is it just the emotions that are there to hide a very weak argument? So is there something underneath the emotional appeal that matches my core values nonetheless? And is there still a valid objective argument in there that's just also has some strong emotions that can back it up, or that can give it some additional oomph? So recognize that appeals to emotions aren't in and of themselves flawed arguments. You just have to look for the underlying facts and see if they match what's core to your values. Okay, and so it's important in these arguments to spot hidden assumptions that are going on with an argument. Most arguments are made that bring along with them some assumptions that are maybe just natural to the arguer, but might not match your train of logic. You say, wait a minute, you made an assumption there that I don't know that I match with. Okay, so I tried to take some examples from the web here. Capital punishment could kill innocent people, so it's immoral. Okay, so some people might follow this logic all the way through. Yes, the fact that it kills innocent people is what makes it immoral. Other people might believe it's immoral regardless of whether it kills innocent or guilty people. And so there's like a hidden assumption in there that the only time it could be immoral would be if we could prove it's just killing innocent people, and it'd be fine if we killed guilty people. Different people have different feelings on that assumption, and you have to check, wait a minute, that sounds strong, but I might have a different set of assumptions that are leading into this. So these take an incredible amount of work, kind of digging up, because the people that make the arguments are so convincing, and they just have these leap of logics and basic assumptions that they assume everybody's going to follow along with that might not match what you believe. Or Catholic bishops recently published a statement that homosexuality was not a sin because people do not choose to be homosexual. Okay, there's an embedded assumption in there. Only if it's not a choice. So therefore, kind of the embedded assumption there is if someone actually just sort of chooses this, that it's definitely immoral. Have to watch those leaps of logic and see if you agree with the embedded assumptions put in the middle of them. Okay, we'll pick this up in the next video.